So, how are you? Not the autopilot answer, but the real one. The one your jaw, your breath, your calendar might give if they could speak for you. Because you know the script. Someone asks, "How are you?" And out comes, "I'm fine." It sounds composed, professional, safe. But what if your body disagrees? In today's episode, we're talking about that quiet mismatch between how capable you sound and how tightly you're holding it all together underneath. We're going to explore what really happens when your nervous system is performing calm instead of you actually feeling safe, and why rest can sometimes feel like risk. We're also going to be talking about how to start finding your way back to ease that doesn't depend on everything being under control. So take a breath, maybe unclench your jaw a little, and let's look beneath that phrase, "I'm fine."
You're the one they turn to, the calm one, the capable one, the one with the answers. And yet, beneath it all, you know there's more available for you. More energy, more clarity, more unshakable presence. Welcome to Project Joyful, the podcast for health-centered leaders. I'm Tracy Tutty. Here, we speak to the part of you that knows leadership isn't about doing more. It's about becoming more fully who you are. So let's begin, shall we?
You know that moment when someone asks you how you are and you say, "I'm fine," but your body disagrees? The smile lands, but your jaw stays tight. Your shoulders drop a little too quickly, like you're rehearsing relaxation. Your body lifts half a note higher than usual, a little too bright, a little too shiny. You can hear it even as you say it, that micro shift in tone that betrays the effort, and they can feel it too. Their nervous system notices your nervous system holding on. Because you can't fake, "I'm fine." Your body always tells the truth. And it shows up in the smallest, most ordinary moments. Perhaps one of these examples sounds a little familiar. You start an email with, "Happy to help," but part of you is quietly seething, wondering when this became your responsibility. You walk into a meeting, calm on the outside, but your heart's still racing from the last one or from the last conversation. Or perhaps one of your direct reports asks you why you were grumpy in that meeting and you didn't even realize that you were. Well, not until they said it, and then the realization struck. Then the guilt hits, right? Because it had nothing to do with the person holding that meeting. Or you glance at a project from one of your direct reports and you feel that flicker of irritation. "Why can't you just do your job?" you hear yourself saying to yourself. And then, if you're honest, you know they are doing their job. They're capable. Their standard is good enough. But good enough has never felt safe for you. You close your laptop at 6 p.m., pour a glass of wine, and you still feel that low hum of tension in your chest, rehearsing what you imagine is coming your way tomorrow. Each of these moments says, "I'm fine." But what your nervous system is really saying is, "I'm surviving." And it doesn't stop at work, right? You take that same composure home. You listen to your partner talk about their day, but you're half present. You're already scanning for what needs doing next. Even your downtime has a to-do list. You're physically there, but you're energetically on call. I was speaking with a client this week who said, "I just need to get my shit together." And it made me smile because that used to be my mantra too. But here's the thing. That phrase is really neutral. It's conditional. If I could just get my shit together, then I could finally take the weekend off. If I could just clear my inbox, then I deserve a slow morning. If I could just get through this quarter, then I'd be able to breathe again. It's that quiet agreement we make with ourselves that peace has to be earned. Rest becomes a reward for performance instead of part of what sustains it. But the truth is, many of the most effective leaders I work with don't actually have their shit together. What they have is coherence. They still have deadlines, full inboxes, competing priorities, but their inner and outer worlds move in the same direction. Their body and mind are on the same team. They can respond without tightening, decide without overthinking, rest without guilt. And when leaders embody that kind of coherence, it ripples. Teams stop reading anxiety as urgency. People start mirroring steadiness instead of speed. The atmosphere shifts from pressure to precision. Performance becomes cleaner, quieter, more sustainable, because getting your shit together isn't really about organisation. It's about adrenaline. That surge you get when you're on top of everything, when your inbox is cleared, where your team's aligned, it feels powerful, productive, alive. But that's not calm. That's chemistry. It's your body running on stress hormones, mistaking vigilance for vitality. You see, your nervous system can perform calm, but it can't fake safety. When your body's learned that control equals survival, even stillness becomes work. That's because safety and success have become chemically linked. Each surge of adrenaline, each dopamine hit from fixing, finishing, or achieving, your body reads it as proof that you're safe, that you're valuable, that you're needed. So when the surge fades, your system goes searching for the next one. Not because you're addicted to success, but because your biology has mistaken intensity for aliveness. That's why rest feels like withdrawal, why silence can feel confronting, why a quiet weekend sometimes stirs more anxiety than relief. Your nervous system isn't trying to sabotage you, it's trying to save you from what it believes is danger, slowing down, being seen without proving, doing less than your potential. This isn't mindset, it's memory. Your cells remember the praise that followed that productivity, the belonging that came through being dependable. They remember that safety has always come from staying in motion. So when you stop, your body doesn't interpret it as peace, it interprets it as risk. That's the illusion of ease. And here's the cost. The longer your biology runs on that loop, the narrower your capacity becomes. You start making brilliant decisions from a body that's braced, the kind of brilliance that's fast, efficient, and reactive. It keeps the lights on, but it doesn't leave space for original thought or genuine connection. You can see what's right in front of you, but you can't see what's possible beyond it. Because when your system is in survival, it optimizes for safety, not innovation. You lead well in the short term, but creativity, empathy, and long term vision, well, they flatten out. You lead people while holding your breath. You perform empathy instead of feeling it. You confuse momentum with meaning. And you can't tell if you're leading or just staying ahead of the next fire. This is what happens when performance outpaces physiology. The results look impressive on the outside, but the body quietly pays for every win until calm itself feels unsafe. But that's also the turning point because your body learned to survive through control, and it can also relearn safety through rhythm, through breath, through boundaries, through beauty. Every time you finish a task and don't rush to the next, you re-educate your nervous system. Every time you allow silence before speaking, you teach it that space is safe. Every time you soften your jaw in a difficult conversation, you remind it that strength doesn't always sound like certainty. This is how biology rewires, not through force, but through repetition and respect. So here's a thought. What if I'm fine wasn't a performance to perfect, but a signal to decode? A gentle nudge from your body saying, hey, I'm tired of holding it all together. Can we try a different way? You see, you don't have to earn your calm. You get to cultivate it, not by controlling more, but by showing your body that safety doesn't live in output. It lives in coherence. Because true ease isn't the absence of challenge. It's your body staying open when the outcome's uncertain. It's being able to pause before responding, to breathe before deciding, to know you can meet whatever comes next without tightening first. When your nervous system learns that, calm stops feeling like a risk and it starts feeling like home. So maybe today isn't about being fine. Maybe it's about being truthful, about noticing one place your body is still trying to earn peace, softening there instead. Leadership isn't the art of holding it all together. It's where you get to practice being whole. And the first step towards that wholeness is really simple. Just pause. Feel the weight of your body on the chair. Let your shoulders drop a little lower. Notice your breath, not to change it, but to meet it. That's coherence beginning to form. You don't have to get it perfect. Just see what happens when you let yourself be present. Because every time you choose presence over performance, your nervous system learns that you're safe. And when you're safe, your brilliance finally has room to breathe. And that's where joy lives. Not in what's finished, but in what's finally felt. And that's what makes fine so unnecessary. I'm sending you lots of love. Bye for now. Hey, thanks for listening to today's podcast. Can I ask you a favour? If our conversation spoke to you today, could you please take a moment to leave a 5-star review? Your review will help people discover this podcast, and together we can create a world where there's even more love and more laughter. And if you want to hear more from the Project Joyful podcast, just click the subscribe button. Bye for now.